Alright, so I tried to do the unboxing video for Zompire's Killer Box this month, but as I was unboxing, Cujo, my faithful dog friend, was a little too excited, so there was a lot of noise in the background, and ended up scrapping that video, and we'll see if we can do this one. So I've already opened the box, so it's not going to be new and exciting for me, but I do want to share these items with you that Zompire sent out. If you're not familiar with their boxes, they do two boxes. They do a killer box, which is true crime themed, and then they do a horror box as well, so your horror movies. So the one that we got was the killer box, and this isn't my first one, so I kind of knew a little bit of what to expect. But I'm going to share these items with you here. So the topics for this box, we're going to start with Whitey Bulger. Everybody knows who he is. If you don't know anything about true crime. He was from Boston. He was wanted by the FBI. He was beaten to death in prison. And he did pretty much everything you can imagine. He was, let's see, I wrote some notes down here so I could not miss anything. He was tried for 32 counts of racketeering and firearms possession, allegation of being involved in 19 murders. When he was arrested, he was put away. He was beaten to death and found dead in his wheelchair. They beat him so badly, his eyes were gouged out and his tongue was almost cut off. So, since he turned informant on some people and ratted them out, the tongue being almost cut off isn't too surprising. But what we have here is the fingerprint print that Zompire has been doing lately for Whitey. So James J. Bulger, aliases Thomas, Jimmy, Jimmy Boy, Jimmy Blue Eyes, went by plenty of names here. So definitely a cool piece. Chuck Rienhardt is another individual that was in this box, Charles Rienhardt. So he was just trying to buy some meth. That's all I wanted was a little bit of meth. When he went to where he was going to get it, he paid the person. The person's like, I'm going to leave my friend with you. I'm going to go get your meth. And then didn't show up in a timely fashion. So Chuck, and I believe a friend of his, took the person who was left behind. They took him out. They beat the crap out of him and ended up murdering them. They beat him, shot him in the shoulder with a shotgun, and then beat them to death. And did not get away. They were very unsuccessful at getting away. So, we got this piece here. You got him on the front. Then on the back, we got the autograph piece from him. So that's Charles Rienhardt. What else we got? I like this one. So, a sweet little old lady, Dorthea Puente. She ran a boarding house, and while she was running the boarding house, she decided to start killing people so she could get their disability checks and the Social Security checks. So when a disabled person was reported missing, a social worker called the police to investigate. The cops came, they found some disturbed dirt in the backyard, and they ended up finding 9 confirmed murders, 6 unconfirmed. So she is known as the Death House Landlady. So this is sweet old Dorthea. So a nice little piece we can hang on our wall. Last box they had a Kuklinski piece just like this. So those will get hung side by side. Now in the Zompire boxes you get a signature and you get a relic piece. Now the relic piece can be a scrap of clothing. It can be a dirt sample. It can be things like that. In this box, for Altimio Sanchez, the bike path killer, we got number 1 of 30. We got the number 1 that everyone's always going after. Authentic bike path dirt. Now this guy, he raped and murdered 3 women. Raped at least 9 to 15 girls during his entire span of what was going on. He was also known as a bike path rapist, bike path killer. He did his first murder in 1990, and his last confessed murder in 2006, which was actually on the anniversary of the first murder. So he was sentenced to 75 years. So we have the authentic Altemio Sanchez Bike Path Dirt, number 1 of 30. And last but not least, what they did in this box was a little mashup piece. So they took our buddy Pogo the Clown, John Wayne Gacy's little alter ego, and they threw him onto a Misfits patch. So we got this mashup piece of true crime and your horror band everyone loves to hate or loves to love, the Misfits. So definitely a cool piece. So we got the print from Whitey Bulger. That's the third fingerprint print that we have now. We have Al Capone, Whitey, and John Gotti, I believe, is the other one that we got. We got Chuck's signature, so our meth buddy Chuck. The Dorthea print, or picture of her that we can hang on the wall. The mashup, and we got the Bike Path Killer Dirt that we can display proudly. So all in all, a great box. The dirt is definitely awesome to get that number 1 of 30. I'll be bragging about that for a while. Hopefully you get your boxes. There was some goodies in those other ones too, so you might have got one of the special pieces that Zompire threw in there. And check out their horror box. It'll be coming out soon.